Sitting here, guess I didn't make well. Got time, story to tell. Started when I was 9 years old. Woke up and daddy was home. I started hustling, they couldn't tell me nothing. Running in the hood, trying to be somebody. My soul's so empty. I was searching for something. Tried to be good. Tried to keep from trouble. Living too fast. Trying to make good for the hustle. Sometimes you get along. Sometimes you got it hard. Sometimes you gotta walk to work, yeah. Sometimes you gotta do a little bit. Hey, wasn't really looking, guess I found it. 5'3" like brown skin. Coming from the university. My style looking kind of lovely. Didn't know she had much game. Down the ride out, we didn't take the train. Even took her to a poker game. Dropped notch for 5 chicken and sushi. Tried to be good. Tried to treat you like a lady. Tried to be a friend. Turns out that you was your day. Sometimes you get along. Some things are what you seem to be. Sometimes you get all angry. Oh, sometimes you forget to me. Well, try to be good. Oh, there's nothing but your love, somebody. Didn't want to die young. Said he has to try to feed my family. Scared to have a kid and do like that again. Cause I'm so scared of family. Sometimes it gets hard. Sometimes you gotta move. Sometimes you gotta cry a little bit louder. Oh, sometimes you gotta fight the pain. Sometimes you gotta walk alone. Sometimes you gotta worry.
Let's get a shout out for Trez. This is Trez singing Coming From Where I'm Coming From.
Quit hiding in the bushes now. Come on now, hit that like button, share and subscribe now. I know you peeping it. Quit hiding in the bushes now. Come on now, hit that like button, share and subscribe now. I know you peeping it. Quit hiding in the bushes now. Come on now, hit that like button, share and subscribe now. I know you peeping it. Quit hiding in the bushes. Hey. You guys, I'm telling y'all, YouTube is giving me a run for my money. I'm set for 205, and I always have to double check behind them. I see 105 for you guys on that on the TV or the YouTube screen. So y'all bear with me till I find out why they don't put my correct time up there when that I'm supposed to come on. But I do appreciate you guys. I just want to give a shout out to Renetta Elliott, Shirley Terry, Linda Gamble, Queen. Queen is in the house. Queen Snyder. Okay, you guys. Today I will be going piggyback off of trending. Yes, Marsau, Zen Garden, and Eva Bank. I actually got Eva Bank so you guys can see what Eva Bank looked like. Now, I like to correct this issue. I think I spreaded the wrong info. But when I was told that someone was dismissed, I thought it was one of the case dismissed. I thought it was the Scots or Marsau, one of the case dismissed, but it actually was Eva Bank, you guys. So let me correct that. It's Eva Bank. They have been dismissed off of the case, okay? I made a mistake. I didn't understand it, but I'm correcting it. It's Eva Bank that was dismissed off of the case, not Marsau asking to be released off of the case, but Eva Bank wanted to be released. They was released off of the case. Now, I swear for God, when we looked at part one with Trendy of her investigative report on that contract, part one was talking about Eva Bank was the only bank that would go with Marsau. No other bank would not fool with Marsau because they were calling him an actor, a TV actor. None of the banks would deal with him. They said they not dealing with no TV actor, and he didn't have no credentials as far as building, y'all. So so Eva Bank fell for it. Marsau bought Eva Bank to them. So now he done messed up with Eva Bank. Now he can't even get no more money from no Eva Bank. He can't even get a loan squat. They probably don't even want to see his face. Hey, Trendy, at some point I got Eva Bank for you today, babe. Yeah, Eva Bank was dismissed off the case. Now, I remember Trendy said that on part one that Marsau was the one brought Eva Bank to the table because no other bank will fool with him, you guys. Welcome to the home of Black Titanic. Y'all, I'm still waiting on that baby. I'm still waiting on that baby. That girl ain't had that baby yet. My daughter, her stomach done dropped. She can't hardly walk. Her stomach she been carrying that baby so well till it was hard to tell she was pregnant. But all of a sudden, boom, you look at her now, you know she's a good pregnant woman. Some of y'all know that pregnant wobble that we get because the stomach be so big. But let me just say house rules. House rules is everything allegedly for me and my Titanians. Everything for entertainment and educational purposes. Just my opinion, just a Titanian opinion and fair use. Yes. So anyway, you guys, Eva Bank. What are we looking at on this show? We're looking at criminology, y'all. It's nothing. It's no other way we could describe this. We're looking at. And I always say this. Now, I dug in a past about Tisha, right? Tisha was in black and white. I mean, she had a rap sheet this long. For those of you who don't know, y'all could go into my vault and pull it up, her crime record. But now we see why those two are compatible because they both got a criminal mind. So let me read to y'all what this says. Why do criminals commit financial crimes, y'all? The primary For financial gain, yes. Financial crime for financial gain. They never intend to finish a project. They already know what they're going to do. They're going to go in there. They're going to do the shit, then quit on you once they get money. They don't care if they get half of their money, some of their money, whatever. But we'll see with Zen Garden, Martell, did he finally been taken to court? We've been wondering, when is anybody going to take him to court? But see, he took his own self to court. He's so arrogant. But let me finish reading this. For financial gain is one reason why they commit criminals act. The primary motive behind most financial gain is monetary profit. Now, who profit off of that Zen Garden? Nobody but Marsau. Marsau, according to the deposition, he was getting money. And he also was getting money to pay the subcontractor, right? At one point, they didn't get no money. Nobody would come to work because they was not getting paid. Yes. They may engage in activities such as fraud. And this is what Zen Garden has said, that he committed fraud. Also fraud, embezzlement, money laundering, insider trading to obtain illicit financial benefit. These kinds of crime can be a substantial gain for the perpetrators. Yes. What has he got? He done got $250,000 out of Mrs. Oh shoot, y'all! $250,000 out of Joy. $25,000 out of Bud, allegedly, and almost millions of dollars out of Zen Garden. The problem here is Zen Garden able to fight back. They're able to fight them back. This been going on. Some individuals are motivated by excessive greed. He had to be greedy to go in there to sue this corporation, you guys. And his hand wasn't clean at all. He could have just walked away like he had been walked away and left them people alone. But his greed and thinking that he can get over like he been getting over on the little people, the little business people like Joy. Where is my stuff? That shit made me mad when I was looking at that house and everything Miss Joy was naming, it was in their house, allegedly. Where's my antique mirror? The mirrors was so beautiful and cost a lot. Where's my beautiful chandelier from China? He even let that slip. Yeah, we gonna get our stuff from China. That's where her chandelier. Go back and listen to her. That's her chandelier he talking about from China. Allegedly. Anyway, they may resort to financial crime as a means to accumulate quick money without regards of the negative consequences that action may have. The negative consequences and the action that is causing others, making other people a victim. And then what they do is they get on here and promise them Love and Marriage Huntsville will broadcast their business. Yeah, they use Love and Marriage Huntsville as a broadcast, and people coming in. Oh yeah, this would be a great idea. They can go ahead on and promote me too. Okay, you guys, let's get started. We're gonna get started with some old stuff. I'm gonna take a look at Zen. Y'all taking a look at Zen Garden and Evil Bank. Shout out to Trini at some point. Right, he couldn't help himself. Yeah, greed. Aquila Miles says she was acting like. Let me see what y'all saying before I put this on. She was acting like she got something on him, but the dummy don't even realize that if he goes down, she goes to. She definitely going down. Now look, he kept saying, I don't recall, I don't remember. But when it came to Tisha, to throw her under the bus. He didn't forget nothing. Details. To throw his wife on the bus. He could have said it like he said with everything else when it pertained to him. I don't recall, but when it pertained to her, oh yeah, he laid it out. He just threw the bus at her. Yes. Linda Gamble thinks she says 70 likes and 131 in the chat. Now y'all know better than that. Go out there and hit that like button, y'all. Sheila Massey say, thank you, Linda Gamble. My soul fat meat is greasy. You about to find out. Yeah, it's about time. Y'all remember, I think it's October the 2nd. I have to pull that up. I got the paperwork when they go back next. They go to trial next. Yeah. All righty, let's see what you're saying. Veronica say Trini at some point was fantastic with the breakdown of the deposition. Yes. And see, they thought they was gonna glance through it through the on TV. That's all he thought he could do, just say that little bit. Yeah, disposition just went fairly well. Yeah. And then Carlos, that's all he was going to do. Yeah, you had a lawsuit with you with Zengard. They thought that them little two bitty little, it wasn't even a sentence about her, not a complete paragraph. But we own they butts, y'all. We own they butts because you don't tell the story. We going to tell the story. The facts are there. Yes, facts are there. Sure, Howard said, money is the root of all evil, and the Scots will get it eventually. Before I forget, I'm throwing my PayPal and my Cash App out because I get to talking and forget. Titanians, I got a new segment called the Titanian Spotlight. Y'all saw that? I enjoyed doing that because I felt like I was on 101 with. A few of y'all I'll pick and choose and talk to y'all. And I really enjoyed that. Okay. Now, this is what I'm going to say about the book club. Y'all, some people showed up, but I guess my communication wasn't right. I know y'all grown people, y'all do what y'all want to do, but either way, whether you there or not, I'll just send whatever I do, whatever I discuss out of the book. I'll be on chapter 2. And if you're not there, I'll just send it to you. But what I do is I click unlisted so you won't see the video. You have to go to the community board that says members only. Click on that link and come in. I'm trying to do every Saturday at 11 o'clock. We had a good time. It was a few of us, but we had a good time. It was mostly about land. The story ties into when they was trying to, they wanted to kill Luther to take his land. So that's what we were talking about, discussing about, you go down in your family tree. Like I went down in the census and found out that my grandmother had lots of land. I don't know what happened to it. So, we need to really check into things like that. We might have money somewhere where they owe us, where they done took land from our family member and nobody knows about it. It's up to us to check on that. Gemini 1958. Hello. Money can be the root and is of evil, depending on who it is, especially with the Scots. Especially with the Scots. Yeah, money is the root of all evil because what they're doing is allegedly scam. Yes, Yvette, Saturday at 11. Now, if she had that baby, y'all won't see me, but I'll send y'all a pre-recorded for members only of the story. Okay, I'm finna get started, y'all. I hope it don't freeze up on me. I really do. Hold it. I should have sent Eva Bank through first, but I sent my soul proposal. We'll do it the proposal first. This is trending. Get them likes up, y'all. Oh, yeah. Thank y'all. 10,000. 10,000, y'all. I got 10,000 subscribers. Glory. 10,000 subscribers. Thank y'all.
Be 100% dedicated to this project. Marsau says he will be 100% dedicated to a project starting in 2019. I'm not sure why he's playing on these words, but he's playing with these dates and words right now.
He sure is. But he's dealing with
okay, Michael Scott, you told me he was not working for you at this time, correct? Marsau says correct. But you were going to get him to be the senior.
Oh, this trending at some point. I'm so hypnotized here. I forgot to call it.
Hey, pretty brown eyes. All y'all content creators.
That's it right here. Woo! All I got to do is put the face to it. Thank you, Trending.
Project manager, right? Marsau says senior project manager to be on the project starting in 2019. Just, again, he keeps harping on that 2019, so I'm just telling y'all. And then the attorney says, and Michael Scott was going to be 50% of the time on this project, right? And Marsau says, on the job starting 2019. The attorney says, what was he going to do the other 50% of the time? Marsau said, that's not my business or yours. The attorney says, well, I don't know about that. You say he's in Houston? Marsau said, yes, sir. Okay, then it says, the attorney says, Michael was going to have an hourly rate of $93.75, correct? Marsau said no. The attorney said, that's what's written on this page, is that right? Marsau said, I think we've asked and answered that several times. He's trying. The attorney said, no, we haven't asked and answered that one. So is that what's written on the page? Marsau says, is what? He repeats the hourly rate. Marsau says it's a breakdown of what his compensation would be on an hourly rate. Okay, Lindsay Neal,
So he's trying to get to the money, how he pay his employees, but eventually it never landed in their hands. No wonder you didn't have nobody even throw no mud down on the ground for you, bro. God, you wouldn't even give no money to come to work. Oh, my son. Oh, Tisha, this will lead your family. No wonder y'all can't keep a stable place to stay.
The girl that I think you said you terminated, right? And the attorney says, and she was going to be the project coordinator. And Marsau reiterates this date. It says on the project starting October 27th, 2019. And she was going to spend 50% of her time on this, right? Marsau said on that project. And then they say for $35.43 hourly rate. Marsau says no. The attorney says what's written on the page. Marsau says what's written on this page is the breakdown of the compensation based on the hourly rate. The attorney says, okay, well, the column is titled hourly rate. And that's the number that's written up under it, right? And then Marsau said this form is incomplete based on the proposal that was submitted. The attorney says, okay, then.
See if I can get to.
He says, remind me, John was supposed to be what on this job? The site superintendent? Correct. Then he says, what is your way construction? And then Marsau said, I think he gets defensive because Marsau says, where did you find that at? And then the attorney says it's under experience. And Marsau says, oh, that's my dad's construction company. And then they got Michael Allen. He says it's a summary of his experience. And Marsau says no. And then I'm sorry, he meant Michael Scott. He accidentally said Michael Allen. Okay, let's keep it going. Okay, this is another person I think didn't show up. I see y'all laughing. Okay, it says, what did it say? Jock Leonard. Jock Leonard is an architect who partially designed the Zen Garden project. And then, Mr. Scott, did you have a general liability insurance on this job?
Wow.
I didn't know. I wasn't expecting that question. And Marsau says yes. And then he said, who with? Marsau said, I have to look it up. The attorney says, have you notified your insurance carrier that there's a claim being made against you for $5.5 million by Zen Gardens? Marsau said yes.
Whoa.
And then they said, have they offered coverage for that loss? No. Have they sent you a declaration or a declination, like declining coverage letter? No. Mr. Scott, I'm going to ask you some questions about this AIA contract that I've marked as Exhibit 2. All right. Let's see. Get down to where he asked me a question. He says, does your signature appear there on that document as the contractor? Yes. Now it's my understanding he said it's my understanding that this was a guaranteed maximum price contract. Is that correct? That's correct. If I have my contracting people still in here, this is where they describe the type of contract. I need y'all to chime in, because a guaranteed maximum, I thought that's on behalf of the person that awards the contract. Like that's a safety net for the person that awards the contract, not for the contractor. That's where the contractor takes the most risk. So I need my contracting people to tell me if that's what guaranteed maximum contract is, okay? So then the attorney asked Marsau, what does that mean? And y'all highlight it. Y'all let me know. Let me know if somebody answers that, because I want to highlight it to see if somebody does say that. Okay. He says, what does that mean? And Marsau says, I don't know the exact definition, but it seems that's the maximum price guarantee. So Marsau is interpreting it as maximum price guarantee. Well, no, okay, right now he's saying maximum price guarantee. Okay. And then the attorney says guaranteed by who? And then Marsau says guaranteed by this contract. And the attorney says, would it be guaranteed that the contract will be performed by the contractor? And then Marsau says, I don't know. Improper insurance, right? Let me see. I'm looking for my contract people. I'm trying to see if they in here. I don't see them yet. So I know Live, Laugh, Love. I think Soror, and I had somebody else that was they did contracts. I'm trying to see. Okay, all right. But they're gonna explain it. But I just wanted somebody to back it up in the chat. But they're gonna explain maximum. Okay. So the attorney says guaranteed maximum price. And it says, quote, contract sum is guaranteed by the contractor, that is Marsau Scott, not to exceed $10,318,603, end quote. Wow. And the attorney says, is that correct? Marsau says that's part of the sentence. Yes. The attorney says, right. Now I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep going.
This where Marsau think in his head that he's a millionaire, y'all. This is why. This man throwing this money around in his head, he think that he can get this money by hustling these people. They've been doing this a long time. It's still the same thing how he hustled Miss Joy and Bud. But see, these people right here, this is a corporation he trying to hustle.
Oh, subject to additions and deletions by change order as provided in the contract documents, period. Correct? Marsau says correct. And then he says, all right, quote, this maximum sum is referred to in contract documents as the guaranteed maximum price. Costs which would cause the guaranteed maximum price to be exceeded shall be paid by the contractor. Again, that is Marsau Scott. Without reimbursement by the owner would be Zen Gardens. The attorney says, did I read that right? Marsau said yes. The attorney says, an itemization of the GMP agreed to by owner and contractor as of this date is attached. And Marsau says correct. All right, he says, this says construction cost summary of Skoll Industries, correct. Now, is this the document you prepared? Marsau says no. Do you know where it was prepared? Marsau says Vachau prepared it. And the attorney says, so this is something Mr. Shaw prepared, which the attorney is therefore Vachau. And Marsau says yes. And then the attorney says, would you agree with me that on that summary first page that the total direct cost was supposed to be $10,318,603. Marsau playing silly to me. He says, what page? He tells him where it is. And then okay. And then I feel like, oh, he said, where did that number come from? Do you know? Marsau said yes. That number came through the negotiation between Vachau and Marsau Scott with respect to the proposal that I submitted on October 2019. How did you come up with the numbers that you submitted? There was no response from Marsau. Did you look at any drawings to submit your numbers? This is where Marsau starts trying to lay it on to, he's trying to lay it on to Vachau, because he says, Vachau and I looked at the drawings. We brought all the contractors in. We got them hired, their hired bid for what they would perform the work with. He presented contractors. I presented contractors. He reviewed some of my contractors and asked if we could use different contracts. Okay, that's the ceiling for the contract. Anything else would need an amendment. Live, laugh, love, my Leo sis. I was hoping you were still in here. Thank you. Yes, Marsau has signed a contract that gives him a ceiling, not the other way around. There is one that would benefit the contractor more, but Marsau went into a contract that benefits the owner more. That's the one he bid on. That's the ceiling unless there's an amendment in writing. Right. And it probably has to be bilateral too. It probably can't just be signed by one party, I would think. And thank y'all. Oh my gosh, thank y'all so much for being in here. Please continue liking the video. Appreciate y'all for hanging in here. The facts are facting right now, okay? All right. He said we had several conversations with respect to numbers. We worked on this bid together for about 3 months, and we landed at a number we believe to be what it would cost based on his experience and my understanding of the contract and his understanding of what he could do.
Professional liars, y'all. That's why they own that. Him and Tisha on that show, right? Trying to feed us this fabulous life. Yeah, that's why they actors.
This project for. The attorney said, did you submit a bid for $10 million? He repeated the number, straight to the point. Marsau says, never did. The attorney says, Marsau says, I want to make sure I'm answering your question correctly. The question is, did I submit a bid? Will you repeat the question? The attorney said, did you ever submit a bid for $10 million? And then he named the rest of the amount for Zen Gardens. And Marsau says, can you clarify, submit a bid? Now that's the whole thing. He wants him to clarify, submit a bid. The attorney says, well, I don't know how much plainer I can get. I mean, did you write out a bid and give it to Zen Gardens and say, I can do it for this? And Marsau says no. And then he says, okay, was this contract time sensitive, time dependent? Marsau says, I don't understand what time dependent means. Yes, thank you. Soror, thank you you subscribed to Live, Laugh, Love. Awesome. She's good. Okay. Were there certain milestones that you were supposed to meet by certain dates? Marsau says, in this contract, where else would it be? Yes, in this contract. I'm answering. That's not what the attorney said. And then the attorney says, look with me on page 151, substantial completion. And he says, am I reading this right? Quote, subject to adjustments of the contract time as provided in the contract documents, the contract completion of the entire work not later than 365 calendar days from the date of the notice to proceed with commencement of the work. Correct? Marsau said that's correct. All right. And then he goes down and he says, quote,
y'all believe this man bought a burnt up, not a house, but a burnt up apartment, and then got arrested for doing it. Oh, keep it going.
Subject to adjustments of the contract time as provided in the contract documents, if portions of the work are to be completed prior to the substantial completion date or substantial completion of the entire work, the contractor shall achieve substantial completion of such portions by the following dates, end quote. And then it gives the phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 milestones. And Marsau for now is saying correct. And then the notice to proceed was dated March 2nd of 2020. And then Marsau said, I don't have that information. Thank you, Flory Hood. Thank you so much. Which is why they're asking for an itemized list of expenses. And Live, Laugh, Love, they mentioned the closeout book. Remember we were thinking about that. I was like, they got to be asking. It's not just a simple invoice. They're asking for his books. And yes, a closeout book.
He don't even have an accountant to keep up with that. Oh my God. But the itemized things, he don't itemize them. He don't keep receipts like that. He just do what he want to do. Cause Mrs. The lady, Mrs. Joy wanted her. She was well itemized on her side as to what she bought and where her money was going. But he would tell my son, it don't matter. That's what he said. It don't matter. He can't count every screw. He don't count every screw that he used and ask her to pay for every screw that he used. Can't make this up.
It's nothing simple. Can't get my words out now. It's nothing simple to deal with. Okay. Then Marsau says he doesn't have the information for the notice to proceed. But remember, he's a general contractor. He definitely has the notice to proceed, in my opinion. The attorney said, assume for me that it is March 2nd of 2020. Then he said, was phase 1 completed by September 2nd of 2020? Marsau said no. And then here's the clubhouse, y'all. When we talk about that 14 inches on the clubhouse, the attorney says, are you familiar with any problems with the clubhouse that was built out as Zen Garden Apartments? Marsau has no response. And then the attorney says, let's do it this way. Were you familiar with the fact that the clubhouse had to be torn down, the first version of it, and it had to be rebuilt? Marsau says not torn down, but I was familiar with the fact that the clubhouse was built out of sticks and it had to be rectified. The attorney says it was 14 inches. The ceilings were 14 inches too low, right? Marsau says no, they were 3 feet too low. That's 36 inches, y'all. He's attesting to 36 inches. The attorney says, okay, so it has to be redone. And Marsau said correct. And the attorney said, which was not contemplated in your initial bid, right? Having to redo the clubhouse. Marsau said, I don't understand your question. And then it says it's going to be more. The attorney says it's going to be more expensive to get if you've got to tear stuff down and then start back up, right? Marsau says no. The attorney says, okay, did you reuse the materials that have been issued in the first version of the clubhouse? Marsau said yes, and back charge the contractor, which I'm guessing he means his subcontractor, possibly. And then the attorney says, I think we said you did not make the 6-month phase 1 substantial completion. Marsau said that's not what I said. And then the attorney said, did you meet phase 1, the 6 month from notice to proceed? Marsau said can't answer that question. And then phase 2 was supposed to be completed in 9 months. And he's giving dates. And Marsau saying no, they weren't completed. And I'm gonna skip because Marsau does his circle thing a little bit. And and he was saying that's wrong. The attorney said, how is that wrong? Marsau says, I can't answer that. He doesn't want to stick to the dates. That's what he keeps going around and around with. He doesn't want to stick to these milestone dates, but that's what's in their contract. All right. The attorney says, I'll just ask flat out, did you meet the 6-month substantial completion date for building 1? Marsau says, I can't answer that. And then he says, phase 2, did you meet it? Marsau says, I cannot answer that question. The attorney says, was your pay was contingent on meeting those dates, wasn't it? Marsau says, no. The attorney says, are you sure about that? Marsau says, I'm certain. All right. And then they go to the part of the exhibit and it says, this is for progress payments, correct? Marsau said, correct. The attorney said, based upon applications for payment submitted to the architect by the contractor and certificates for payment issued by the architect, the owner shall make progress payments directly to the project subcontractors, suppliers, and vendors, and with respect to the contractor fee, directly to the contractor as provided below and elsewhere in the contract. Alternatively, owner may issue joint checks to the contractor and the project subcontractors, suppliers, vendors as appropriate and in owner's sole discretion. Did I read that right? Marsau said yes. All right. The attorney's quoting more of the contract. It says the contractor's fee shall be paid in 3 milestone installments, to wit, one, $125,000 upon the contractor, upon reaching substantial completion of phase 1. Did I read that right? Correct. So in order to get paid, you had to meet those milestones, correct? No. Well, tell me how I'm wrong. The original milestones include a date. This does not include a date. And a date is not...
Wait a minute now. In his mind, now y'all, Marsau, in his mind, I ain't got to finish this. You still gonna pay me. Keep it going. Y'all heard it right there. Keep it going.
He said, this portion is not subject to that date. And he's saying that there's no dates beside these milestones, is Marsau's thing. I'm not going to read y'all the whole thing again because he's rereading the paragraphs. And then the attorney says, okay, Mr. Scott, look down. You see down at the very bottom of the page, next to the footnote, or like a footnote, do you see some initials that are handwritten in there? Marsau says yes. He says, who are those? Whose are those? Marsau said, those are mine.
Oh, he got him. He got him, y'all.
And then the attorney said, is there any doubt in your mind that this contract is the one that was governing this project out at Zen? Marsau says, not at this time. All right. He has him look down. There's some aggregate amounts previously paid by the owner. And
he got him.
He said, do you know if any subcontractors that you hired on this project ever put a lien on Zen Gardens property? Okay. Marsau says yes. He said, do you know how many? Yes. How many? 2. So he said, who were they? Theo Electric and Keith Petty's Heating and Cooling put a lien on Zen Gardens. Okay. And then the attorney said, do you know why they put a lien on the property? Marsau puts it on Vishal and said, puts it on Zen Gardens and said they put a lien on the property because the owner, which is Zen Gardens, was paying those subcontractors directly, and then the owner did not pay them. The attorney says that wasn't somebody that you were supposed to pay. He says, no, the owner did not pay them. Then,
you see how much Marsau tried to spend it with this lawyer? No, he came back at him, y'all. He came back at him with the facts. Don't be trying to side talk me. I got the facts right in front of me. Let's keep it going.
And your
signature. The attorney says, did you have any subcontractors that you had not paid for any work on this project? And Marsau says, not at any time in accordance to our agreement. The attorney says, have you submitted a final invoice to either the architect on this matter or to the owner? Final invoice coming up again because Marsau saying he hasn't gotten paid. The owner says we haven't gotten final invoices.
This time it hurt it's hurt him. So he tell Miss Joy he not gonna get her no receipts or no itemized anything, But these people right here, they hold a key. He want the millions of dollars. They holding the key, man. He just can't go up in here at Zen Garden and do him like he did Miss Joyce and Bud, because see they got the money to fight you. They fight Zen Garden fighting back, you guys. I've been over there. It's really a beautiful place. I went in there and talked to her. I was wondering I was going to move my brother in one of them, but God had another plan for us. But anyhow, yeah, that place is nice. Anyway, let me keep it going.
I have not submitted any final invoice to the architect. I have submitted all invoices to the owner's representative. And then the attorney says, and have you presented a final invoice to the owner's representative? Yes. When? I submitted the final after the audit was complete. 1 second, y'all. Double checking.
Sound like Marsau broke the contract before it was finished. Because he never finished.
Oh, y'all, yes. Okay, I'm so sorry. I stopped for a second because while y'all are on here, I can't even see this. Thank you, Vanessa, for the $10. I'm sorry. I ain't gonna say the other thing now, but I want to connect your name in case you don't want your social media name connected to you. Thank you so much for the $10 Cash App. I appreciate you. With them at first because they were most responsible according to their proposal. Let's see. Let me see. What did he say? You can't answer. Okay. Do you know how far over the 365-day limit it was until the project was substantially complete? Okay. Marsau says that's not a valid question.
Ooh.
Can I answer that? The attorney says, well, it is a valid question, so can you answer it? Marsau says, can I answer an invalid question? The attorney says, well, it's not an invalid question. It's a question that's being posed to you that you should answer under oath. So do you want to try?
That's just go through. It don't matter. But, he don't say that to him. This is saying the same thing. But he's playing around with words. But this is a lawyer. Just listen at the word play. But that lawyer, too much fun.
The question has too many, Marsau says the question has too many assumptions for it to be true, so I can't answer that question because it's not valid. So the attorney says, so you're refusing to answer the question. Marsau said, if you would like to answer or ask it properly, I'd love to answer it. The attorney said, no, I think I'm going to leave the question as phrased. It's pretty simple to understand. You were aware that this contract contained a clause for liquidated damages, were you not? Marsau said, yes. And then the attorney said, I think they amended it. And then Mr. Rogers, which is Zen Garden's attorney, said the amendment still matches the terms. So he was saying basically, yes, there's an amendment, but the words didn't change. Oops, I'm gonna keep that up there. I can't read it, but I'm keeping it up there for, I'm gonna keep it up there, live, laugh, love. Okay. Hold on. Do you understand the purpose of the liquidated damages? And Marsau says, or the attorney says, yes. What's the purpose of liquidated damages? Why is that clause in the contract to your knowledge? Marsau says, can't answer that. Did you have legal representation prior to you entering into this contract? Marsau said, yes. So you had a lawyer look over it for you. Marsau said, I had legal representation prior to entering the contract. Not really answering the question. The attorney says, were you aware that the contract had a provision which would outline how final payment was to be made to the contractor? Yes. And I'm trying to summarize some of this for y'all because Marsau, you know how he is. They go back to anywhere with the deposition where information is false. It is determined that the entire conversation. Kevin, I agree with you. I definitely agree with you. Yes.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, I'll see. I'm trying to.
Y'all see?
Okay, quote, this is important because they want their final payment. So, quote, the final payment constituting the entire unpaid balance of the contract sum shall be made by the owner to the contractor and or subcontractors as appropriate when the contractor has fully performed the contract, except for the contractor's responsibility to correct work as provided in Article 12 of the AIA document, and to satisfy other requirements, if any, which extend beyond the final payment. The contractor has submitted a final accounting for the cost of the work in the final application for payment. And he said, did I read that right so far? Marsau said, yes. Okay. He said, were you ever asked to participate in the audit? Yes. And so this one, Hill Fogg, I think is the second one, the second audit. And Marsau, the attorney said, who at Hill Fogg contacted you? Marsau said, I don't know. Did you cooperate with the people from Hill Fogg? Yes. Did you provide them with any documents? Yes. Did you ever meet with them? He said, I provided them with everything they asked me for. That didn't answer the question. And he said, if they indicated that you did not return phone calls and that you did not provide them with documents, would they be mistaken about that? Marsau said, I don't know about missed phone calls, but I think they'd be mistaken if they said that I didn't provide them with the documents they requested to the best of my ability.
Okay, so y'all get it. This is the part that I'm particularly how this man went in there and did that proposal. He lied his way all the way through. Now it hit him right back in his damn face. That's right. And this time the whole world know about your dirty deeds.
Karma hitting right back in his face, all them lies. Trinity, shout out, y'all. Get that girl a hand. Yes. Yeah, and 10,000 subscribers. Thank y'all. I promise y'all a dance. I gonna give y'all a dance. I'm putting a dance together for y'all and show y'all some of my moves. Y'all didn't know I used to teach dance, did y'all? Yeah. I used to teach dance. I'm gonna show y'all some of my moves. Anyway, thank you guys for the 10,000 subscribers. I couldn't have made it without y'all. Y'all know. Thank y'all. So, y'all, look what we're looking at now. He's finally in court. We've been wondering, when is somebody going to take him to court? Oh, let me get this down. When is somebody going to take him to court, you guys, over his deed that he be doing? And see, it was his greed that got him. Because Zen Garden did not bring him to court. He brought them to court. And then he had dragged Eva Bank in there too. Eva Bank, I guess he wanted Eva Bank to testify with him on his behalf, but Eva Bank don't want no parts of it. That judge went on and dismissed Eva Bank. I want to correct that again. I thought that was when I read it, I thought it was Hope Scopes that want to be dismissed from the case, but it's Eva Bank, you guys. I'm finna show y'all Eva Bank. I'm gonna keep it moving, okay? And then we're gonna talk. Now, Eva Bank is just a little small bank, right? But you can get loans, mortgages, and all that from Eva Bank. Now they went with Marsau. Marsau must have had used them before, y'all. All right, y'all, let's get it. Pretty Brown Eyes, thank you, all the content creator, trending. At some point it's here. Live, laugh, love, laugh, live. Well, I got it backwards, babe. Thanks for being here. Pastor Justice, you're always welcome. So one of the things I want to talk about is the PPE loan. Yeah, somebody said that he had all these phantom people to get these PPE loans, because y'all remember you have to have so many employees too to get these PPE loans. Where are they? Zen Garden Lawyer just busted it. They are phantom. They busted them. All those people are phantom. Yeah, Zen Garden Law. And see what Laugh Law said that Live, Laugh, and Laugh. Are you said the project timesheet is quarterly, semi-annually contract. So quarterly or semi-annually contract. He don't keep no timesheet for nothing, y'all. Because he don't have no time sheet. He don't be doing nothing but taking that money, going to do what, y'all? Get his car fixed. Paint his car bright yellow. An old man got to paint his car bright yellow to attract attention. You got him in there talking about some $5,000. He get $3,000 loan, and she get not loan allowance, and she get a $5,000 allowance. This don't sound like two adults talking, you guys. This is pitiful. It don't sound like two adults. When we say allowance, we're talking to our children and our grandchildren. What these 40-some-year-old people talking about allowance? And then what makes it so bad is you ain't got no furniture. You sitting up here talking about allowance and he ain't got no furniture. And then he can't paint, y'all. Y'all go back and look at that paint job. It just splashes. I love paint. That's my hobby. I love to paint. I mean, walls, houses. I love it. That's just, everybody got their own talent. That's one of my talents that I do is paint houses, y'all. And he can't paint. He left that wall right there. I hope he ain't finished. But she talked like he was finished. She said it was looking good, y'all. Go look at that wall. That wall need like 3 or 4 more coats of paint on it. It's just splat. He got splat. And then it's dirty. It's just dirty how he leave it all raggedy looking. That man right there is so weak. Y'all, don't forget about Infinity. Infinity used to be Infinity Pools. Now, I'm going to show y'all when y'all watch the Zen Garden, I'm going to zoom in on that pool because he claimed that, what was it, MJ Trending, remember the name? MJ Pools or M&M Pools or something that they were doing in Michigan, right? So I remember, he think I done forgot. And like 2020 or 21, I was on his on his Facebook page, he said that he had did the pool at Zen Garden. So I want y'all to pay attention to that pool. It looked nice, but allegedly that's what he said. Another thing that y'all notice, let's notice what that lawyer say. Listen, the lawyer asked him, have you ever built anything from ground up? Now that's very important. Y'all know why that's very important? Because he been lying all since he been on the show. He said what? He's building a Marriott out there at Fairfield. I showed y'all scopes out there, y'all. That sign, they done took that sign down. And then I'm gonna get back to that. Then I asked about that scopes having they sign out there at that Fairfield Marriott Field. They said that it's just a advertisement. You know how Sugar Mama got her advertisement board, you know, on the board. That's all that is. And so they'll come and trick us like that's his project. But one thing I was paying attention, y'all, and you pay attention to what Trinity was saying when that lawyer was asking him, do you have any other projects? He did not mention that Marriott scopes out there in the Marriott off of Madison Boulevard. He didn't mention that. He can't, because he can't build from the ground up. He's not qualified. He's a weak man, y'all. This is a weak man. He think he can con everybody. They con artists. That's what they are. Yeah, he asked him, and he been telling us all the time that he build black. Now he can't run that by me, but he build black from scratch because I used to party at Black back in the day. It wasn't Black, it was some other lounge, y'all, back in the day. So he had to admit that he didn't build Black from scratch like he been telling everybody. He had to admit that it was only renovated. And y'all get this. I can't get over this. How would a man buy a burnt up house? Tisha, how do you let this man be the head of the household? He said he went down there and bought a brand new burnt up house, y'all. It must have been so bad that he got arrested for buying the house. That's what he said, y'all. Go back and listen to what Trinity was saying. When the lawyer was asking him about that, why he got arrested, he said he had bought a burned up house and it was so many fines on it till they arrested him, y'all. Oh, Lord. You can't make this up. You can't make this up. That is so funny. Not a burnt house. It's bad enough trying to fix up a burnt house. But to renovate a burnt up 60-unit apartment. And then guess what he did? Said that it was changed into Tisha's name. Yeah, changed it to Infinity Property. All right, Tisha. All right, y'all. I'm finna show y'all. I'm gonna show y'all Zen Garden and Eva Bank now. Hope the fire was an insurance scam. Oh wow. Oh, Justin, Pastor Justin, you know what? I didn't think about that. Yes, insurance fraud. Wow. Y'all know what? She owned us something. Yeah, that's why I like my titanians. Val say, want to rent furniture, but oh, God, he threw that in there. That was the most awkward conversation, y'all. Y'all know what? They got y'all need to get these Scots off of here, Mel. Please. That was the worstest acting that they could do. She threw me for a loop. Now I'm all into the conversation because I'm thinking about Miss Joy, how they done got all Miss Joy furniture and stuff, allegedly, on down to the drywall up there. Miss Joy want her drywall. Get that woman back her stuff. Where my stuff at, my soul? But anyway, she talking about furniture. And then he told me, so why can't they go to Rent-A-Center? So my soul, you stepping it up now. You went from the Goodwill to Salvation Army now to Rent-A-Center. So you stepping your game up, bitch. Oh, Lord have mercy, y'all. Y'all, you can't make this up. And then So she kept talking and kept talking to him, and then he was he was shutting her down, making her feel this little every time she say something funny. She said she was apologizing. Now I'm trying to figure out, what are you apologizing to your husband for? You got a right to come, babe. You got $3,000 to blow. You can buy a couch or something in here. You can buy a couch, a chair, a bed, a blow-up mattress, or something in this house with that $3,000. And I'll be darned if I'm gonna apologize to you for telling you done blew that money and we ain't got nothing to sleep on in this house. Your children ain't got. You about as worse as Martell hoax. Yeah, when he left his kids out, didn't care whether they were sleeping on mattresses or what, just don't care. Just riding, want to ride and think he gonna pick up women's in that car. Then she got $5,000 to blow too. That's $8,000 between the two of them that they blow. They said it was the allowance that was they blow every month $8,000 a month. Just think $8,000 times a year, how much money that is that they blow, and they supposed to be grown people. All right, y'all, let me quit talking. I'm finna put this on through here. You're gonna see after this, you're gonna be seeing Eva Bank. Man, we know that they are professional liars. He lied his way. Man, he lied his way to get that contract. Ooh, Lord, he lying. He was lying big time. He was pulling people all out of the wall. Phantom names out of the wall to get that contract. And then I think it went like $1 million less. I can't remember, but Trinity can clear it up. I know he went a lot less than the rest of the people. That's why they picked him. Let's say you pay for what you get.
This is Vanguard and Eva Bank. Now, you guys, let me tell y'all something. Let me clear this up. Marsau Scott talks about the lawsuit, and let me just clear this up for you guys. Okay, now, I had a misunderstanding. Let's get this clear. In court, they asked for a dismissal, but they dismissed Zen Garden off of the case. Not
Eva Bank.
Eva Bank
off the case, yeah.
Off of the case. I stand correction now.
Yeah.
I thought it was both that was asking to be dismissed off of the case. It was just Eva Bank dismissed off of the case. So now you just got, at first it was Zen Garden and Eva Bank and versus the Scopes, the hosts. But now it's just Zen Garden and the Scopes. Now, I listened very, very, very careful. I'm gonna try to play that part again over there at Trending. And when he asked him, have you ever built anything from the ground up? He said no. Mm-hmm. He never did mention the Marriott over there, that he's supposed to be right over there off of Madison Boulevard. He never mentioned that to them. So he's not building that. And then that's why I think the last time I was there, the guy was at a store I asked him about. He said that sign is just for advertisement. You know how you can advertise like Sugar Mama all over the billboards. You can advertise that on a construction site. So that's what we're getting, you guys. This just advertisement at this point. He did not name Fairfield because he is not building that Hotel Marriott. He also said that he was 75%. I think the other 5% was for Jalen and Scopes. He said on another thing that what's her name was 85%. Let's just keep going. This is Zingard and Eva Bank. I want to tell y'all that maybe about 3 or 4 weeks ago, I went down there. That Scope Science is gone, y'all. He had scopes flying over there in a pole. They done took that down.
At that Marriott.
They do have a partial sign over there by that trailer, but everything is gone. Everything was scoped. When you go up in there, you don't see those scope signs anymore. And so that's what I want to tell y'all. And ain't nobody building over there anymore. It's just like a ghost town over there. Now, if you notice Marsau, he will go on site basically when ain't nobody there to walk through.
He's talking about teaching us about doing business. This is coming from what's happening.
Sneak into the sauna room. Wait on at least 2-3 million people come on. That's what it was up. Hey y'all, hey, check this out. I was talking to a friend, a grown relationship, the other night, and they were like, "Can you hear me?" Yeah, probably so, right? Not turning stuff up. But I was talking to a friend, and he was like, "Man," I was just telling him, like, "Hey, I think that God kind of put us in a position right now to be a light, and us for our purpose is to kind of exemplify our light." And I felt real convicted in that moment because it was like, bro, but you're not being a light. You're not sharing your story, you know? And I kind of had to step back from it and realize that that's right. I'm really kind of waiting till my story ends to write the book. But I think I can be more impactful if I, to share the story as it happens out. Not wait for it to play out, whether it's in television or whatever, but I want to show y'all what it is. I want to show y'all the pitfalls because, like for example, when we first started doing Love and Marriage, Tisha and I, we were like, dog, we're going to show people how it really is, So we're not going to just paint this pretty picture. We're going to be who we are, and our mistakes and our moments. And so you get to see
scammers, that's right.
Real live version of kind of who we are. That's why we don't, we're pretty consistent throughout the whole process, right? Just to be clear, that's not saying to anybody, that's not saying anyone else isn't. I'm just saying who we are. But what I'm realizing now in business is a lot of people going through business, they're not showing the way. And it's a lot of cap, man, especially in this reality TV industry. People expect you to be in a certain area, and it's a ton of cap that's not letting you really get to understand this journey. Like, it's
exactly,
somebody said marriage and business are both. Marriage and business, right? Well, I mean, shit, y'all see the marriage. I mean, that's what it really is, you know what I'm saying? But I've been letting people tell my story when it comes to other stuff. And there's a wealth of knowledge out there. And I feel, and I've always said this, like, I remember when we first started, right? And people be like, how does it feel to be a multimillionaire in business? And I'd be like, well, I'm not a multimillionaire in business. And they'd be like, well, your business makes millions of dollars. And I'm like, bro, yeah, a business that makes millions of dollars doesn't mean you're a multimillionaire. It means your business makes $1 million. Then you take away the I thought to them all the time, like, look, if you took the gross revenue and you said the net revenue, I mean, these two wouldn't recognize each other. They wouldn't recognize.
So looks like you, Marsau Scott, been watching some of my videos where I showed you guys where the IRS, the lawyers, the court was watching Love and Marriage Huntsville, peeping at everything that he's saying. They're watching. They even mentioned about him having these PPD loans and so forth. So Marsau, you guys are big boss. You said your wife and you are big boss. Y'all laughing at Martell because you feel
like Martell was down and out. You weren't gonna let him in your business at all. So you, my sir, trying to give us, the fans, other people, business advice when your hands is not clean. You do a lot of illegal stuff, like what? Stealing from that equipment. Stealing the equipment, they have to sue you for thousands of dollars because you stole their equipment. What is it called? Equipment share. Your hands is not clean, Marsau. You guys are criminals, allegedly.
I mean, the growth from having blood tests on net revenue, it doesn't look nothing alike, you know. And I mean, you can gross $10 million. You can spend 11, you know. And so, what I really want to do is I want to show people that are really trying to work out this business. I want them to see the pitfalls, the ideas, the back and forth, the struggle with your mind, the struggle with self. You know, it's a constant battle.
You bought it on yourself. You were an unknown contractor, whatever you call yourself. They took a chance on you, and you did not do right. I just rode all the way through Madison, Alabama. All this construction going out. You could have been a multi-millionaire. But no, you got this shady, crooked mind where you gonna be getting over on people doing illegal stuff behind their backs. You are your own worst enemy.
Allegedly. You're right,
you guys. This man could be a millionaire if he didn't have the kind of mindset he had. Oh, gee, messed up your own blessing. That's what you did. I know it. It's done.
Ready or not, here I come. Catch me if you can. Wow!
Denim with calcium and vitamin D for every adventure.
When life takes an unexpected turn and you're injured in a car accident, turn to the experts who truly care. Turn to Dan Chapman and Associates. We're not just lawyers, we're your advocates. And here's the difference. We don't collect any fees until we win your accident case. With us, your road to recovery is worry-free. Call Dan Chapman Associates today because when you're hurt, we're here to help you heal.
Okay, you guys, I'm at Eva Bank. So Eva Bank, let's just see, what is Marsau relationship or the Scots relationship with Eva Bank? Now, boss lady Tisha Scott says she is the big boss. What's going on, Tisha? You the big boss. That's what you told Martell. Now I'm at Eva Bank. Let's see. Eva Bank, you guys. Yeah, this is Eva Bank. So while we're at it, we want to know 8848 Eva Bank now. Listen, you guys, I hope y'all can see me pretty good. I am in Madison, Alabama. This is where Eva Bank is located and Zen Gardens Apartments. They're both located in Madison, Alabama, about 13 to 20 minutes from Marsau. So here we are, Marsau and the Scots. They say that they have a relationship with Eva Bank. We want to know, instead of you talking about Mel, tell us about Eva Bank. Y'all see Eva Bank? It's cold out here, y'all. Do y'all see Eva Bank? I'm not good at this. Here we go, you guys. The sun is in my way. This is Eva Bank, located off of Madison Boulevard. Yeah, this is Arthur Oma. I need for y'all to get them lights up for me, right? Get those lights up for me. I need some subscribers. I've been stuck with 6,000 for a long time, you guys.
Praise.
Some nice stuff for your grandma.
10,000 now, y'all.
Thank y'all. That was 6,000 likes during the winter time. I say that was say 9 months ago when I had boots on the ground and trying to give you guys the story of this evil bank and Zen versus the Scopes versus that building he called itself. Okay, y'all. Out there at the Scopes, the building on Madison, the Fairfield, that Marriott building, that's been since like 2018. And he hasn't done anything to that site. So something going on in that Fairfield site, but I can kind of figure it out in his testimony because when they got to the business world, that's what I was interested in. I'm not interested in his little petty criminal crimes. He petty. How many times you got to go to jail as an adult? When will you learn to do things the proper way? Pollution. Man, I never heard of nobody getting put in jail while driving for pollution, but maybe you can do that. I guess maybe you put too much oil or something in a tank that'll have a lot of smoke. But that's just my soul. That's how you took care of your car, huh? You didn't take care of your car till your car got to where you're going down the road and it's polluting the air now, y'all. Y'all listen at that. I'm going down the road and I got a pollutant, right? That's what he said. Ooh, Lord. Then next he said, now I do understand that racial profiling is prevalent, yeah. We're not gonna dismiss that when it comes to a black man. But why did you let your car get that far gone? Ooh, Lord. Okay. Tisha, how do you let this man lead your household? You got all them degrees there, right? You need to use those degrees and use them for the benefit of you and your children. Because this man right here could never leave my house. And that's why we're looking at you in a certain eye. You guys have been unstable. He won't even keep you guys in a stable place to live, girl. This is serious. This is what you're dealing with, Tisha. You're such a beautiful girl and a smart girl. If you would have just lined yourself up with Melody, you could have been successful too. Well, see, you make believe successful. You either it's gonna be either one way. You can't be make believe successful and making all this money when you make believe. That means that you broke. Mm-hmm. You got to put action into it, legal action. Anyway, let's get finished. Y'all can see that evil bank behind me? Yeah, Marsau. We want to know about evil bank. Why you guys keep talking about mail when you can talk about evil bank? Yeah, why y'all talking about Kiki? Oh, yes. Get loans from them or what? Yeah, you can get mortgage here. Now, yeah, what about Kiki? Why y'all gotta talk about Kiki, Marsau? Why? Well, you could talk about evil bank. Well, I will talk about it on social media. It belongs. Anyway, it's a bank. Nice bank, you guys. Signing off. This is Alma coming to you in Madison Boulevard and Evil Banks. Marsau. We want to know. Yeah, this is Vanguard, you guys. Yeah, multi-apartment complex, gated community.
Y'all see that pool over there?
This is the complex where Marsau claimed that he built. Vanguard, and y'all can see up really, y'all. Now the pool. Don't forget my son was a pool man too. M&M pools or MJ pools or something. It was a pool man. But anyway, oh boy, Trinity, thank you so much. You just make my life so much easier trying to figure these people out. This okay, so Marsau. What I'm sitting up there, y'all. Oh, I just lost my train of thoughts, but anyway, here we go. But there's a swimming pool over there. That's the office right there. I'm not going on the inside today, but that pool is very beautiful. Oh, that pool right there. Yeah, the pool, man. And then Marie's gonna come back and say, well, every business I start, I failed at. Now we know. Because see, Maurice, your brother named you on that as part of this Scopes hoax over there on Eva back. Yeah, you were named in there.
Yeah, that pool right there, they say they built.
The lawyer. Okay. There. Anyway, this is Alma at Zen Gardens. Now Marsau want to talk about all his many adventures. He said he do multi-apartment complexes. So let's just see, did he really build Zen Gardens? This is Zen Gardens, you guys. Zen Gardens apartments, right? So let's just see. And then over behind it, you guys, is a construction that looked like Scott's Manor. I wonder if Scott's Manor thing, because it looked just like that. Zen Gardens. Yeah. Yeah, Marsau. We see you coming forth. So you're gonna be open. Be open about it. Did you really build Zen Gardens? That's what we want to know. Quit talking about mail. Tell us about Zen Garden. Yeah. All right. Signing off to you guys. This is Arthur Oma.
Thank you, future of paperwork with Lily.
Thank you, Trinity.
As always, watch out for the next part of the series. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to our channel, and share our videos to let more people know.
Thank you, Trinity. You saw that in that disposition. He had never built nothing from the ground up. He admitted it.
Excellent.
Birdie Master brush makers put their signatures on every brush they make.
Black History Spotlight, and then we can, y'all.
A wheel-driven cylinder followed behind which dropped the seed into the newly plowed ground. Blair had been a successful farmer for years and developed the inventions as a means of increasing efficiency in farming. Even more remarkable was the fact that Blair was illiterate and had no formal education, but would go on to devise inventions that are applicable today. Number 67, street sweepers. Street sweepers, as we know them today, make the job of keeping the streets clean less tedious. With them, the process of sanitation and waste removal is achieved faster and more efficiently. We can all thank the brilliant mind of African-American inventor Charles Brooks for this amazing invention. Charles Brooks' idea for the street sweeper was meant as an improvement to the already existing but less efficient street sweeper that were in operation at that time. Unlike other sweepers at that time, Brooks' sweeper was the first self-propelled street sweeping truck. His design had revolving brushes attached to the front fender, and the brushes were interchangeable so that when snow fell, scrapers could be attached for snow removal. He received a patent for his invention on March 17, 1896. A few months later, on May 12, 1896, he patented a dust-proof collection bag for the street sweeper. Although little information is available about his life,
We do know that funding for the production for his sweeper was provided by George M. Halstead and Plummer S. Page. The production took place in Scranton, Pennsylvania, where each sweeper was priced at around $2,000. It proved to be so successful that the Pennsylvania state government gave a $100,000 contract to the manufacturing company. The maintenance superintendent of Buffalo, New York, was so impressed with Brooks' design that he adopted the model for his city. Number 66, clothes wringer. In 1888, Ellen Eglin invented her groundbreaking device, a special type of clothes wringer, which was a machine that had two wooden rollers attached to a crank. After being washed and rinsed, wet clothes were fed between these rollers, and an immense amount of water was squeezed out. The clothes were then hung to dry, a process which took significantly less time due to the wringer. Although the design was perceived as a popular product well into the 20th century, Eglin received almost no credit or financial success of her own invention. Due to being black at a time when racial discrimination was at its peak, she was forced to sell the rights of the invention for just $18 to an unknown white agent. Eglin's wringer could go on to inspire the design for mops that we still use today. Number 65, bread kneader. Joseph Lee was an African-American inventor whose experience in the baking industry would lead him to create the bread kneader, an improved method for making bread with more efficiency and less effort. Lee was interested in automating the process of making bread to ensure a uniform quality with less time and effort than it took to knead by hand. He invented a machine that did that and received a patent on August 7, 1894. This kneader was more efficient and faster than kneading by hand. The next year, on June 4, 1895, Lee received a patent for a machine to make breadcrumbs. This invention was prompted after Lee's machine started making too much bread. The Royal Worcester Breadcrumb Company used Lee's invention to make breadcrumbs for restaurants. Lee's breadcrumber was widely adopted and recognized. The National Inventors Hall of Fame writes that within 5 years of its invention, it was used by many of America's leading hotels and was a fixture in hundreds of the country's leading catering establishments. In 2019, Lee was inducted into the American National Inventors Hall of Fame. Number 64, pastry fork. While it might sound like a simple invention, Anna Mangin's innovation of the pastry fork would simplify the manner of making pastry and lead to other innovations of household tools. Before the invention, kneading pastry dough by hand was a grueling process that caused arm cramping and other pains. Mangin innovation ensured for maximum efficiency and required less effort from the user. The pastry fork was designed for a wide range of uses, including beating eggs, thickening foods, making drawn butter, mashing potatoes, making salad dressings, and most importantly, kneading pastry dough. The pastry fork improved the lives of many people and eventually led to more electric mixing inventions that are used to this day. Number 63, steam-operated propeller. While being enslaved in Mississippi, Benjamin Thornton Montgomery would invent a design of a steam-operated propeller to provide.
All right, you guys, that's your Black History Spotlight. Here you go, bruh. Black History Spotlight. Black excellent. Y'all know that what we went through during the Jim Crow days and through slavery, yet we still was able to come out excellent to prove that we were indeed excellent. Black excellent. So I got the link out. Anybody want to join in and talk about these criminals activities that we're talking about, you guys? Trini at some point says, I have one fuzzy. These invention facts are awesome. Yes. Very awesome, you guys. Very awesome. Y'all make sure y'all go over there and the Trinities and watch part 1 and part 2. This is so educational too, right, y'all? It's very educational to look at this disposition and the contract. It's very telling too to see his mind. Do y'all know that Bud, when I was listening at that particular deposition part that I just played, what Trini was going through, I was thinking about Bud and Mrs. Joy. they actually went through the same thing where he came in there and gave a bid, a nice bid, and then what he do? He's supposed to deliver, right? But what he do? He don't deliver. Another thing that Miss Joyce said that he quit paying the employees. She would call them and ask them if they're coming to work, and they quit because they said that Marsau wasn't paying them, and Miss Joy was giving him the money for to get the material plus for him plus for to pay the employees the help work, right? So he didn't pay them either, so they quit coming in. So what she had to do, she had to pay double too. She just don't have that money like Zen Garden did. This man messed up a whole building. They had to go back and get more materials to build the building, tear the building down and build it all over again. This man messed up somewhere in the streets. I don't know what happened. Did he throw some mud in the middle of the street and the lady thought it was concrete and hard and had a car wreck? Yeah, he caused a car wreck. He caused Zen Guard money. That lady sued Zen Guard. Now Zen Guard got to come back after him to get their money. They gonna get something out of Marsau. Something out of Marsau. But see, he still think that he gonna win this case. Ooh, Lord, y'all. And then, ooh, Lord, y'all. Anybody want to come up? Anybody coming up? So anyway, it's disturbing that these frauds and incompetence, they're fraud and incompetence. That's right. Precious, that's how you pronounce it. Let me read what Patricia T is saying. Well, I'll just read y'all what y'all saying until somebody get ready to come up. Patricia say, Trending, that's on point. Exactly. Because in court, Tisha is going to have to answer all of these questions Marsau couldn't answer. Y'all, that really surprised me that she would say, thank you, Pastor, for coming up, that she would say, how was the deposition? How are you the wife? Something so serious as this, and you don't know what's going on? Well, you better know, because he in that court tearing your butt up. He can't remember nothing. But when it came to you, Tisha, and Infinity Property, and you now being on Scopes, he remember everything. Welcome, Pastor Justice. What's on your mind?
Oh, Miss Black Titanic, congratulations on your 10,000 subs.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. You were well deserved. Well deserved. You put something in. God say you got to get something out. It's called reaping what you're sowing. You sow into us. You sow into people that you've never seen before. And
Yes.
that's how God operates. That's what he do. You can't do good things without God doing good things for you. And that's what's happening. And you ain't seen nothing yet. Watch.
Wow, that's a blessing to hear
Yes,
that.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I think that this here is going to be the demise of the Marsau and Tisha era. I really do. I think that even OWN can only tolerate so much criminal activity going on from their worker. Because remember, he has a contract. He has a contract with, I guess, Carlos, who has a contract with OWN. And all these people are being represented by what these people that work for them do. And so I think it's only so much that CK, Carlos King, can do to protect him and Hotel. I think it's a matter of time now. I think by the time this is over, and he gonna pay. These people got more money than he got breaths. So they ain't finna bag down and they ain't finna give up. And they can go to long haul if he want to. But can he? Can he afford to go to long haul? Because he got to pay a lawyer.
Yeah, and that lawyer really proved he's trying to get around all those lies, but that lawyer had them facts right in front of him. It shocked him. He said, where do you get that from? That shocked him right there that he had that. They got everything.
Yeah, he had the information about Marsau's daddy's company. And he's like, where you get that from? They know everything. Before they ask the question, they looking at the answer. All they doing now is just setting you up to commit perjury On a lot of things, he's committing perjury. He'll answer 3 questions down the line that really refers to the answer you should have gave when you said, I cannot say. And that sounds like a backyard attorney telling him to say that. Most lawyers would say, I refuse to answer on the grounds it may incriminate me. But
Yes.
that sounds like something Maurice would tell. Just say, you can't answer it. That's all you got to say, brother. Just say you can't answer it.
That's what I was thinking. I said, that can't be nobody advice but Maurice.
That's right.
I don't know. I don't know. Oh. Wait a minute. This funny. Patricia T. I gotta read this. Patricia C. said Basement Billy was the construction superintendent. Now that's a lie. y'all know who Basement Billy was. That's the one that wanted Miss Van so bad, and when she rejected him, he just started scandalizing her name. Oh my God!
I think he was just using the names of people he knew to put up there in that bid so that it'll look like he had the employees. But if Basement Billy and all these other names did not file an income tax return saying that they worked for Scope, that's evidence right there. And don't think that them people ain't subpoenaed and got information with the IRS and all that. And Lala have an IRS agent sitting right there listening to the deposition.
Oh yeah, and you know what? Daddy never thought about all them names. That's when the trial gonna be, y'all. Ooh, Lord, I need to make it on back down that road.
Yeah, my question is, are they gonna subpoena Scope? Not Scope, but the attorney Zen Garden. Will they subpoena Miss Van because she held some books? She did, because he tried to leave her out. You know, he tried to say, he tried to simplify her position. But really, Miss Van has some inside knowledge on different companies that she hooked them up with and records that she kept. So I wonder if she's going to wind up being subpoenaed to testify what she saw on the inside.
Oh yeah, you know what? Pretty Brown Eyes said, I don't even think he even had insurance. Now that reminds me of it. I got that thing. Oh, I don't feel like looking for it, but it's an insurance company that's suing them. I don't know why. Maybe trying to collect money or something from them. But yeah, last time I went to court.
Yeah, maybe he got a fraudulent claim on them. You know what I'm saying? This man is criminal. This is a criminal-minded man. Everything he does and say deserves a second look.
Yes, and I think they've been getting away with it a long time, y'all, before they even got on the show. Yeah. Probably up there in Michigan. Can y'all imagine how many unkept pools, how many messed up pools up there in Michigan? People ain't got their pool and out of money, allegedly. And, it ain't changed.
And what better place to hide than a little small town? Come on now.
And then he on national TV right now, boasting about flashing his cars. He flashing them cars like as if they wealthy. Rich people don't do that.
But you know, not trying to change the subject, but I just want to say this while it's on my mind. We were all wondering why this lady came after Mel, and then we find out that the guy was in Mel's DM, but also we found out that the guy is the one who they get the cars from.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the guy who they get. Yes. So if they get cars from this guy who used to be engaged to this woman who has come against Mel, now what if, because Mel read them Scots like she read them, if it wasn't a setup?
Yeah. You know what? I didn't know that they were related to. That's where they got that car from. But, set up to see if she'll. Martell might be in on it too.
Because
she'll do something with him. To see if she'll do something with him, so they can now spread it all over the internet like they try to do Miss Van.
Yeah, but remember, Mel and Hotel's court date is coming up in October. Now, this just happened at the last year of September. So it could all be a plot to get her involved in something. That's why I was hoping Mel just say what she had to say and move on, because you don't know if they tape you one way, they'll tape you another way. And Hotel will use anything in court to win.
Yeah, it's odd how that girl came out the mail.
Yeah,
Yeah,
out of nowhere.
I do watch Ready to Love, and I remember her too. I very remember her on Ready to Love.
Well, but that guy, one of those guys, because I heard she was kissing everybody, but that guy is the guy who was on there. That was her man, engaged, and he dropped her or something.
Well, when I watched her, it was shocked me that they were together. They hooked up after the show, because he wasn't even after her; he was after somebody else on that show. Yeah, and then next thing I saw them two together. They hooked up after the show, but what Melody did. It was classic how she responded to that radio. Very classic. And the girl is supposed to be a lawyer. What? Why would you even want to come after Mel just because she's being a successful businesswoman?
I feel like whoever her clientele is, if she is a lawyer, possibly not. If she is a lawyer, they ought to be taking a second look at their attorney. And then too, somebody need to pull up her credentials. Is she a lawyer? Is she a what they call them people, a vet or something?
Legal aid.
She say she a doctor. I'm Dr. Red Wine.
Oh, yeah.
So you could be a doctor. I know veterinarians that call themselves doctors.
Yeah, they got a PhD. They're all doctors in different areas.
Yeah.
Scorpio Men says Simone was very contentious with the other women's contestant on Ready to Love. So that's probably she got an aggressive personality, envy, and jealousy over other women. And yeah. He was all in her DM. That's what I remember. Mel and that's what they were trying to set her up, probably.
Get her engaged in something that would make her look bad, so Hotel can use that at court. Because remember, Marsau is giving this deposition. Involved in this is Scott and Holt. That's the name of the company. So he got to play cool with Martell, because Martell could tell some stuff. So he got to keep him satisfied too. Well, look, I'm gonna help you. They scratch each other's backs. That's what they do. They scratch each other's back. I can set that up. We can get you ready for court. You just stay out of this case. You just keep your mouth closed. They do that kind of stuff. They all criminals.
You know what? They have not did well since Miss Van left. And they're so ungrateful. They're very ungrateful. That's why they won't ever get off the air. They will never be successful because of how they are. Now, did you know where he had the nerve to say that the hoax hasn't done anything for them? And then the Fletcher said, come on now, don't be belittling them. And he said, where are they now? And I want to say, what you mean, where are they now? You sitting on their platform. Sitting on the woman platform, and you still talking about something they ain't did nothing for you. But Melody came back in and said she could be petty too. She could bring up all this $5 million lawsuit that you got. You want to come up to her business deal.
And Melanie, she just be, like she said, I can be petty. But let me tell you about a Hotel. I've been studying him. Martell Hotel. He is vindictive. He not petty. He vindictive. So when him and Marsau had that argument, and he said, what me and Melanie did to help y'all. And he said, y'all ain't doing nothing to help me. You still owe me $3,500 or something like that. Then that embarrassed Martell. He holds things inside. He tit for tat. He that type of guy. And so I bet you he's sitting on the sideline listening to all of these content creators playing this here, and he just laughing. He just laughing.
Yeah.
Because that's the way he is. He'll act like he your best friend and at the same time be stabbing you in the back. You remember how he used to sit up there and act like he was friends with Marsau and buddy with him. We aced, we this, we that, and then say 20 girlfriends.
Yeah, right in the he be telling he be
Yeah,
telling on it.
yeah,
Yeah. Somebody said, why wasn't he on that show? I didn't even pay no attention that the
yeah,
last episode.
yeah. He was missing.
Yeah, he really don't have no storyline unless he coming out the mail. That's his storyline.
But he crazy enough to fake a storyline to get a paycheck. Why wasn't he there? This is bigger, I think, than what we're thinking. Because
Yeah,
he been faking for a long time. Ever since Mel left him, he been faking to get a storyline, showing up when he shouldn't show up, this, that, and the other to get paid. Why wasn't he there this time? Nowhere.
Pretty Brown Eyes say he was a degenerate gambler and broke allegedly. Who is she talking about? Marsau?
I think
Or
she's talking about Marty.
Martell? They both tit to tat. Yeah, you're right,
Mm-hmm.
Pretty Brown Eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what y'all saying over here. ADR says Marsau is probably booking a Soul Dolo fight back to Africa. Oh yeah, fight back
Yeah.
to Africa. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
Where he can hide out like that YouTube CC versus Carter B case, hide out in one of the African countries that doesn't extradite you back to USA. He did get scared. When that thing first hit about that lawsuit, he left. He left. That woman was in Africa, and he was gone for months, y'all. He wasn't just gone for no 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was gone. He left her. He bailed out and left her here by herself with the children. Eva Uncovered says, Scorpio MZ, I said that too. She exposed a few people that I happen to like, and it was info that nobody really cares about. Oh, y'all know about the threesome, right? Now they don't want to talk about that. But I ran into a text I couldn't find. I got to look through my files where Carson Blue was working at that time, right? And she had this a secret email she sent to somebody else that I was reading about him doing that threesome. So that's another one. She was talking to somebody else in the email, and yeah, about him and that threesome. Carson Blue was, and that's when she was there. They're working in the background, but he don't want that to get out. And how you figure that this girl gonna come and ask the Fletcher, throw that dig at that Fletcher about has she been cheated on? What did she say? What did she say? You've been cheated on?
Have y'all ever had any discretions or whatever in your marriage?
Yes, certainly that's how she said it.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, you guys, I gotta get ready to go. I'm finna, you know what? That girl ain't had that baby yet. I'm finna get ready to go over there. That's where I'm gonna be for the rest of the week. She then dropped. I'm talking about my baby daughter, so I'm finna go over there. I already packed my clothes, y'all.
Mm-hmm. Is she walking? You know they tell you to walk.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yes. She do more than walk. She goes. She, got an exercising club that she go to, and she never did stop. And I guess he's a personal trainer, so he'll cater to what she can do, what cannot do.
Yeah.
She has her doula, her dolly, a doula. That's the lady gonna deliver the baby. She be everywhere with her. Her support system. So she having that baby at home.
Okay.
You know, Pastor Justin, when I was little, Mama used to deliver babies all the time. My mama was the midwife in Bessemer. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
She didn't deliver Wanda, did she?
You said, did she drop?
Did she hit her too hard?
Oh, God. Oh, Lord. Oh, God. Don't even say that. Oh, God. I couldn't even think of her being born, boy. She probably came out the womb cursing.
I bet she's a nervous wreck right about now because she want to protect her daughter. I bet she a nervous wreck. She over there telling Tish if he talk too much about you being a CEO or ABC, you better tell everything.
You know what, y'all? She be coming after me for doing this. Probably when I do these shows on them, she always cuss me out. So I'm not gonna let her gaslight me anymore. I said I felt embarrassed. She gaslighted me and took me to my lower self, man. I still feel embarrassed about that. But she won't gaslight me no more. Well, they can sit over there and talk till she turn white. That's what she do. I'm not gonna even let her gaslight me. Not to that point no more. Okay, I'm getting ready to go, everybody. Don't forget, y'all. So every Saturday at 11 o'clock, y'all have to check the community board members. I will be sitting out every Saturday at 11 o'clock. If she had that baby this Saturday, y'all can expect a pre-recorded of the book. But anyway, so
when was the due date, Miss Black Titanic? When was the due date?
well, the due date ain't to the 27th, but you know how that is. She done dropped. She done dropped. It's the 27th of this month, so that's
okay.
4 more days from now. So
I'm just gonna take a wild guess. I would say the 29th.
You said the 29th. She don't have about the 29th.
That's my guess. That's my guess. Whoever else make a guess, whoever win, send them one of your T-shirts or something or a book.
Yeah, I'll send
make a
book.
contest.
No T-shirt.
Create you a contest on this. When the baby gonna get here? And I say the 29th.
Yes, you know her son's 16, and I'm like, oh my God, it's like start all over again.
It is. Her body saying, again.
Yeah. Pretty Paradise wants to come up, Black Titan. I just sit there. Oh, come on, girl. Yeah, come on up here. Come on. Let's talk about these people.
Good evening, Queens.
Hey.
Good evening, Queens. Hello, Pastor Justice. Hi, Miss
Hey,
Black
baby.
Titanic, aka Auntie Oma.
Hey, babe.
Hey, I'll give you like my little quick opinion on those the transcripts that y'all was reading. Marsau didn't want to admit to not meeting those deadlines because that puts him in exact default of that contract. So that basically makes his claim null and void and strengthens the claim of Zen Garden that he did not complete the work. But he was getting paid. Now, you know how he always liked to talk in circles, so he did that. And I guess he was trying to frustrate whoever was asking him the questions, like he always does. So he only can get but so far with that. And I guess him saying that he don't know or he's not going to answer that doesn't negate the fact that he did not complete the work. He did get paid and he didn't, disperse the funds how he was supposed to. Now, as far as buying that burnt up house, I'm sensing, allegedly, in my opinion, insurance fraud. And PPP.
That's why that insurance company probably suing him.
Yes, insurance fraud and the PPP. Remember when they were offering the renters assistance? He could, as long as you have the addresses, the people don't know. This is just me thinking. The people don't know that the apartments are burnt down. If you got 20 units, you can apply for 20 units of assistance for rent for that whole time. And they would pay the rent for it. Like say if it was $1,000 a month or however much they make up. The government was just dropping the checks.
That's right.
So that's one thing to think about too. And then, with all of those violations, he got in trouble for the violations because they wanted all the money that they can get from the land or the property, but they didn't want to pay anything. He don't never want to pay. So that's what messed him up. So I don't think the fact that the apartments was burnt down really is a factor. It's just a matter of he didn't clean up the property. Well, you saw the paperwork and all the violations. He didn't.
Yeah, he
take
had
care of
a
that.
violation for not cleaning up. Yeah, that's
he may
what
have even gotten away with it. And I do believe. I guess my final point is this: he may have gotten away with the PPP and putting those fictitious employees on the paperwork. My guess, with the way that he was being questioned by the specific people and the specific amounts, is that's how they used to justify getting the amount of money that they got for the PPP loan by saying, hey, I got to pay this guy $95 dollars an hour. I got to pay this one $50 an hour. I got to pay this one. But then when because that's what was on the paperwork. And like someone said, he wasn't answering the question. They weren't asking him the questions as if they wanted to know. They asked him specific questions with specific amounts because that's what they filed when they did the PPP paperwork, allegedly, in my opinion.
Yes.
So they're going to turn around and probably hit them for the Zen Garden. But now that's going to spark open a probe for IRS violations, tax fraud, insurance fraud, you name it.
That's right.
And because Letitia's name is on that paperwork as the owner or whatever, she can feel like she don't have nothing to do with it. But Teresa Goodice is the perfect example. They will lock women up too.
That's right.
Her and her husband was doing similar scheme like what they're doing now with this money laundering and moving money around and all of this. It was construction related as well. They locked her butt up too.
That's
and
right.
locked him up and deported him because he was not a citizen. He got deported to Italy. So y'all just stay tuned. It's funny. It's funny and it's cute when they talking down on everybody and they doing this and doing that. But at the end of the day, one thing I do know about that government, they do not like it when somebody get over on them about that money, especially somebody brown. So Marsau better look out. And that's all I really.
Hold on before you go. I want you to
No,
answer this.
I'm right here. I was just going to be quiet, and take a breath so Pastor Justice or anybody else could respond. I'm still here. I'm going to just mute my mic.
Okay, either one of y'all can answer this. Veronica Monroe was talking to designer Discord. She said Marsau said he did not submit the bid. So what he trying to get out of it?
But he didn't. He got an attorney to submit the bid for him on his behalf for his company. So himself, see, Marsau is answering questions like facetiously, or what's another word that you can say? He's answering questions. He's like using
Deceit.
He playing with words. That's what he's
playing
doing.
with words, right? Because I could say I didn't buy this car, but I financed the car. You know what I mean? It's the same thing. It's your bid. So he bid it so that his company would get 10 million. But he was under the impression, he's so smart that he was dumb. He thought that no matter what, if they did the work or not, that he was supposed to get 10 million from Zen Garden. But they had the clause in there that he had to meet certain dates and timelines and certain phases that he did not honor. So he did not want to answer yes or no specifically that he didn't meet those guidelines, even though he didn't meet them, because by doing that, he would then admit to defaulting on his original agreement that he initialed.
That's right.
So stay tuned.
It's going to be a lot of stuff. And I tell you something else to watch out for. All those people that he listed on there as his employees making X amount of dollars, those people can wind up being subpoenaed and asked questions also by the government, the IRS. Why you didn't report this income?
Wow.
It's a lot more finna come up out of this. As Mel said, revelation. The prophet who spoke them words to her spoke the truth. Revelation.
Wow. Okay, you guys. Thank you so much, Pretty Brown Eyes. You sure did bring a lot of enlightenment to the case. Thank you, Training, at some point for your dedication and your patience, child. Thank you, Pastor Justice.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
I'm going to get ready to go, everybody. So I'm going to say bye to Mary White, May. Oh, what you say, Flora? Flora is saying something. The book, Flora Hook said, the bottom line is the lawyer exposed his inexperience. and the lies he presented on the resume on behalf of Scopes. He had no experience at all. That's what get me. How would you go in there and mess these people up knowing that you don't have no experience?
And act like he was a college graduate in engineering or whatever, that construction and all that. He had nothing.
And you know what, Pastor? He said that he graduated from Morehouse here in Atlanta. That's the School of Medicine. And I'm like, I never know he went to school to be a doctor. Morehouse College is a school of medicine. That's what they turn out, doctors. They don't even turn out nurses, just doctors.
Well, if he went there, he is a doctor, Dr. Liar.
Dr. Liar. Okay, Linda Gamma, Miss Cutie Pie, Eva Uncover, Wanda Young, Linda Gamble. Thanks, Wanda Young. You're the new the new subscribers. Thanks all y'all. Thank you. I think somebody gave me a super sticker. Thank you for that. I did put my Cash App up there. Somebody asked for my Cash App. Look, y'all, if y'all send me Cash App, you have to tell me because it don't come on the internet. Sometimes it'll show up on my phone. Thank you, Scorpio MZ says Eva uncovered Marsau and 2 other women. Oh, want a threesome with that? Make me want to throw up to even think about that. Patricia T, he isn't going to get away with it. The feds find out about it. Yeah, they call themselves moving on down to Mississippi, y'all. He already done put some on his paperwork. I think another content creator showed that in Mississippi where he qualified because he had 100%. Everything is 100% that he do. So he has qualified for a grant now, y'all, in Mississippi.
Lord. So, no wonder she was so submissive to him in that show. She was apologizing to him and going on. He come into some fresh money.
Oh boy, it don't do. Sometimes what they say, you can have a hole in your pocket if you don't know how to get all this money and still have a hole in your pocket and be broke. And on that note, I'm gone, y'all. Thank you, Pretty Brown Eyes. Thank you, Trinity. Thank you, Whoa. Mary White said that Dr. Legs, Hips, and Breast Scab. Dr. Legs, Hips, and Breast. Sharon says, what part of Mississippi? I don't know, Sharon. It's in Mississippi. It's on one of the, I forgot. I think is that Show Style and Spirit? Don't get me. I can't remember. It was on one of the content creators showed it. Yeah. I don't think it was I don't know if that was Show Style and Spirits or what, but yeah, they showed where he was going on in Mississippi, and then they showed the contract where he said that he do everything 100%. He pay all his employees 100%. That man know he can lie. But he keep on lying. You keep on going from state to state. You ain't gonna ever get out of prison. Yeah, you're gonna be in prison. When you get out of one prison in Alabama, you get out, you gotta go to the next prison in Mississippi. Just keep it up. All right, you guys. Good day. I'm going over here see about my baby.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. Bye, y'all. Oh boy.